They did it without the Don. They had a Reeves and then LeBron and Marcus Smart. Kennard had a few good games, and now the Rockets need a change because of LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Lakers, LeBron. Ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Lakers have eliminated the Houston Rockets from the playoffs. They did it in 6, and, they could have done it quicker than that, to be honest. They were up 3-0 in the series. Houston has been embarrassed. Houston has looked like fools. Houston has been made to look like a bunch of goofballs. And now there's a lot of talk about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, who played one entire game in this series, which was game 2, and they lost. Kevin Durant, who has had a bit of a turbulent time here in Houston. I say here in Houston as if I'm there. In Houston, I should say. The burner accounts got leaked during All-Star Weekend, and, we still don't know. Were they Kevin Durant's? Weren't they Kevin Durant's? Apparently, Kevin Durant's teammates still don't know, according to some recent reports. And we may have seen KD's last game in a Houston Rocket jersey. There's reports, hey, he might get traded. Houston might just blow it all up, except for, Houston may trade everybody, except for Amen Thompson, because he played good. Everyone else, though, is kind of trash for the most part. The Lakers, with LeBron James, without Luka Doncic, without Austin Reeves for the first 3 games, went up 3-0 in this series. And then they beat him in 6, and they got blown out in Game 6 in Houston. Game wasn't even really close. I mean, dude, the Hawks scored more than the Rockets did, and they got blown out by 50 the other day. So, not a good time to be a Houston Rockets fan. All right, they came into this series. They were the favorites. They might have still been the favorites even with KD out for Game 1. They lost the first 3 games. And you got to wonder, who would even want KD from... I would even want KD at this point. Who would trade for him? Who would give up all the picks and the players you got to give up to get Kevin Durant? If Houston does choose to trade him. If not, do you run it back with this team that just didn't work? And, I mean, it's not like Houston has just, they've been gelling all year. Like Rockets fans in January were saying, I wish we still had Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green, right? And that's with Jalen Green having been unhealthy to that point the entire season. They would have rather had Jalen Green. Like that, Rockets fans in January were regretting the trade for Kevin Durant. Now they've just lost in the first round. KD played 1 game. He might not like his teammates. We don't know that for a fact, but he might not like any of them. And he might want to trade, or the Rockets might want to trade him. But who would trade for Kevin Durant at this point in time? If we are to believe these reports as facts, that the Rockets may look into trading KD, that we may have seen KD's last game as a Rocket, that, the burner accounts really affected the team chemistry, right? If we are to believe all those reports as true, and again, they may not be true, but if we are to believe all those reports, who would trade for Kevin Durant? Why would anyone do this? Why? He went to Brooklyn. Didn't work out. Requested a trade. All right, he went to Brooklyn, didn't work out, requested a trade. He goes to Phoenix. Didn't work out, he requests a trade. Goes to Houston now. Not even an entire year later. Hasn't worked out, might get traded. And that's not even taking into the fact he left the Warriors after 3 years. And they were successful. He left, OKC, and it's still one of the most criticized moves in sports today. People still talk about it and say that was horrible. So, why would you trade for Kevin Durant at this point? He hasn't spent more than 3 seasons with a single team since he left OKC. He has not played more than 3 full seasons with a team since he left Oklahoma City. Why would you give up a bunch of pieces for Kevin Durant at this point? I've seen mock trades. Send Kevin Durant to Denver. Why? Why would you do that? Like, I'd rather keep Jamal Murray. I'd rather keep whoever Denver has than trade for Kevin Durant if I'm Denver. It hasn't worked out. It has been proven to not work out time and time and time and time again. You trade for KD, you're not going to get what you wanted, okay? Brooklyn didn't get what they wanted. Phoenix didn't get what they wanted. Houston didn't get what they wanted. It's only been 1 year. Houston thought they were going to be championship contenders. They got bounced in the first round, and Kevin Durant played 1 game. And there's all these rumors that, he said these things about his teammates and a lot of other people. And they might move him. But what would you even get for him at this point? He's an aging player. This brother's pushing 40. He's a headache for pretty much every team that he's been a part of. So what do the Rockets do? What does Houston do from this point? Do they just, re-sign Amen Thompson, run it back with these guys, and it didn't work this time? They were the 4 seed? They were the 4 seed. That felt like, hey, they underperformed given the expectations. Championship contending team, not even close. Not even close. Will they get better next year? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. What are they going to do? Man, championship aspirations fell well short of them. So what do? Do you just run it back? Is that really going to work? Is that really going to make this roster better? Is that really going to make this team better? Is the team chemistry going to get better? I have a hard time believing the answer to those questions is yes. So what does Houston do, man? What does Houston do? You got to wonder. But what will the Lakers do to try and win against the Oklahoma City Thunder? Because that's who they're playing in the second round. LA, they probably won't have Luka Doncic maybe the entire series. LA versus OKC. And you know what? LeBron James is one of my favorite players. LeBron James is one of my favorite players. I don't know that I consider him the GOAT. Okay, I'm not one of these people that gets in the GOAT debate and thinks about it endlessly and discusses it endlessly. All right, I think Michael Jordan has a fantastic case for being the GOAT. I think LeBron has a fantastic case for being the GOAT. I don't really know who I consider my GOAT. You ask me on Tuesday, I might say Jordan. You ask me on Friday, I might say LeBron. I will say right now, though, if LeBron James leads these LA Lakers to a series victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder and advances to the Western Conference Finals, that might be enough. That might be enough because the Oklahoma City Thunder look unstoppable. To me, there's only one team that can stop them, and they play in San Antonio. But if these LA Lakers can beat the OKC Thunder, I will consider LeBron James the GOAT. Because these brothers look unstoppable. I just watched them, beat the snot out of my Phoenix Suns. So the Lakers, what are they going to do? Did they beat OKC once in the regular season? I don't know how much that means anything. Because some teams, it don't matter what they do in the regular season. They're on a different level in the playoffs, like the Knicks. Last year, everyone made a big deal. Oh, the Knicks couldn't beat the Celtics in the regular season. And then they beat the Celtics in 6. In the playoffs, so it didn't really matter. But I watched the Lakers play the Thunder at one point in the season. Thunder crushed them. Now, I don't, they weren't playing. The Thunder were not playing against playoff Marcus Smart, who's just the greatest player in the world. So I don't know how much it matters. But I want to see at least. These games got to at least be competitive. I don't want to see the Thunder just, run them out the gym. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see the Thunder just bully the Lakers for 4 straight games. I want a competitive series, okay? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a bunch of blowouts in this series. The Lakers need to at least make this competitive. I don't think they're going to win it at all. I could see them getting swept too, just like the Suns got swept. I'm not saying they will get swept. I'm just saying I can see it happen. But the Lakers need to at least make this competitive. And maybe, just maybe if Luka Doncic is somehow healthy. Apparently he's not going to be healthy for this entire series. But if he manages to get healthy, that would make things really interesting. But LA Lakers, OKC Thunder in the second round. Who do you got winning?